Maybe take the seat for me.
Testing. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and start the service. Everyone can sit down, please, and if you could turn off your cell phone and put it to silent mode. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, so, good morning. First of all, I want to thank all of you for coming to pay respect to this amazing woman, Lim Chang. She would have loved to see everyone here, not just to celebrate her life here on Earth, but to say hello to everyone. To start the service, I want to turn it over to my sister, Jin-Xiang Shi, for the opening chant. You can follow along on the slide or chant along.
I'll be chanting the sacred Buddhist text called Amitabha Sutra, and it describes the Western land of Amitabha Buddha, the Buddha of limitless life. And it will be in English. And then we'll start off with incense praise. Incense in the sense is burning. our sincere intention Namo Pandamata Tisha Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Pandamata Tisha Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Pandamata Tisha Shakyamuni Buddha. The unsurpassed, profound, and wonderful Dharma is difficult to encounter in hundreds of millions of eons. I now see and hear it, receive and uphold it, and I vow to fathom the Shastras' true meaning. Namo Siva Lotus Samyo Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Namo Siva Lotus Samyo Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Namo Siva Lotus Samyo Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. The Buddha speaks of Amitabha Sutra. Thus I have heard at one time, the Buddha dwelt at Shravasti in the Jita group, in a garden of the penetrator of organs, the solitary, together with the gathering of great Bhikshus, 1,250 in all great arhats, Sunnis and and recognized, Elder Shariputra, Mahamakayana, Mahakashyapa, Mahakatyayana, Mahakaustila, Vimata Shri Pantaka, Nanda Ananda, Rahula Kapampati, Vintala Bharavaja, Kalodaya Mahakapina, Bakula Aniruddha, and others such as these, all great disciples, together with all the Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, Rama Manjushri, Ajita Bodhisattva, Pranamaste Bodhisattva, Nitya Bodhisattva, and others such as these, all great Bodhisattvas, and together with Shakra, Chitamangos, and the numberless great multitudes from all the heavens. At that time, the Buddha told the elder Shariputra, passing from here through hundreds of thousands of years and to the west, there is a world called ultimate bliss. In this land, the Buddha called Amitabha, when not teaches the Dharma. Shariputra, for what reason is this land called ultimate bliss? All living beings and its understanding and none of the sufferings, but enjoy every bliss. Therefore, it is called ultimate bliss. Moreover, Shariputra, ultimate bliss is very well surrounded by 7 cheers ratings. 7 layers of netting, and 7 rows of trees, all formed from the four treasures and gorgeous within it ultimate bliss. Moreover, Shariputra is not no ultimate bliss, has schools of the 7 jewels, filled with the water of ignorant foolish virtues. The bottom of each pool is pure, spread over with gold and sand. On the 4 sides are squares of gold, silver, copies, raturi, and crystal. Above are raised pavilions, adorned with gold, silver, copies, raturi, crystal, mother of gold, red rose, and pavilion. In the pools are both dresses as large as carriage wheels. Green color of green light, yellow color of yellow light, red color of red light, white color of white light. Sunday wonderfully prepared and pure. Shariputra, the realization of the level of is God's miracle to dawn. Moreover, Shariputra, in the Buddha then there is always heavenly music, and the ground is yellow gold, and the 6 years of the day and night, a heavenly window, mantra of flowers falls, and throughout the ceremony, each living being of the land, with sex full of the mirrors of wonderful flowers, makes offerings to the hundreds of thousands of millions of Buddhas of the other directions. At mealtime they return to our country, and having eaten they stroll around. Shariputra, the realization of the level is that spiritual dawn. Moreover, Shariputra, in this country there are always very wonderful, very common birds. White wings, peacocks, parrots, and egrets, flamingos, and two-headed birds. In the 6 periods of the day and night, the flocks of birds sing forth harmonious and delicate sounds. They turn to a blue sounds from the fires. All the 7 holy shares, the ancient situations and numbers such as these, the living beings of this and these sounds, they are altogether mindful of the Buddha, mindful of the Dhamma, and mindful of the Sangha. Shariputra, do not say that these words are honest exhibition of the camel fancies. For what reason? In this Buddha land there are no 3 ways of rebirth. Shariputra, in this Buddha land not even the names of the 3 ways exist. How much so is the actuality? As I am not the Dhammasami worthy groping, Amitabha Buddha by transformation made this wonderful verse. Shariputra, in the Buddha land with the sovereign blows, the rows of jewel trees and jewelnets give forth sudden wonderful sounds, like 100,000 kinds of music played at the same time. All those who hear these sounds naturally bring forth in their hearts mindfulness of the Buddha, mindfulness of the Dhamma, and mindfulness of the Sangha. Shariputra, the realization of the land of ultimate is that spirit was at dawn. Shariputra, what do you think? Why is this Buddha called Amitabha? Shariputra, the brilliance of the Buddha by definition is illumining the lands of the 10 directions, everywhere without obstruction. For this reason he is called Amitabha. Moreover, Shariputra, the life of the Buddha and of his people extends for measureless and kalpas. For this reason he is called Amitabha. And Shariputra, since Amitabha reverence God of good, 10 kalpas have passed. Moreover, Shariputra, the Buddha has measureless limitless some disciples. All are hearts and awake comfortable. Thus also is his and new Bodhisattvas. Shariputra, the realization of the level of Prometheus, is thus made for the dawn. Moreover, Shariputra, in the land of Prometheus are all hierarchical. Among them are many who in this range of Buddha and Buddhahood. Their number is extremely many. It is incomparable and only measured as limitless as something at compass. Could it be spoken? Shariputra, those 3 beings whose years should come, I wish to be born in that country. And why? Those who consecrate are also very good people, all gathered together in one place. Shariputra, one connected to Gurus, blessings, virtues, and causal connections to attain birth and command. Shariputra, if there is a woman or a woman who has spoken Amitabha, then calls the name for 1 day, 2 days, 3, 4, 5 days, 6 days, as long as 7 days, with one heart unconfused. When this person approaches the end of life, he calls him to Amitabha, and all these 7 ones. When the end comes, his heart is without inversion. In Amitabha's land of Prometheus, he will attain rebirth. Shariputra, because I see this benefit, I speak these words. If their beings hear this spoken, they should make the law. How we walk in heaven. Shariputra, as I love faith, consider benefit from the merited virtue of Alhambra. Thus in the east, all Lakshya Buddha, Samaru appearance Buddha, grace Samaru Buddha, Samaru life Buddha, wonderful sound Buddha, all Buddhas such as these, nonetheless as tangents and in his own country, each brings for the appearance of a vast mountain. Everywhere come the 3,000 great thousand words, and speaks the sincere and true words. All your living beings should live, praise him for their reverence. In consumed from merit and virtue, but this is not a mindful one, of whom all Buddhas are protected. Shariputra is not the Buddha, Sammu and Buddha. Great is Buddha, Samaru and Buddha, Esharas bigger Buddha, all Buddhas such as these, numberless as pensions, and in his own country each brings for the appearance of a vast Buddha, everywhere covering the 3,000 great mountains, and speaks the sincere and true words. All you Arabians should live, praise and for their reverence. He comes over men and virtues, of this Sutra, the wonderful one, of whom all Buddhas are protected. Shariputra, the Master Buddha, measureless life Buddha, measureless appearance Buddha, measureless certain Buddha, great life Buddha, great shyness Buddha, true appearance Buddha, true life Buddha, all Buddhas such as these, numberless as pensions, in his own country each brings for the appearance of the rest and long-term, everywhere covering the 3,000 great thousand words, and speaks the sincere and true words. All your living beings should live, praise and hold in reverence. He comes to the merit and virtue of this Sutra, the one for one, of whom all Buddhas are protected. Shariputra and the Bhagavan Buddha, praising Shuddha Buddha, most victorious Buddha, hard to injure Buddha, Sangha Buddha, never Buddha, all Buddhas such as these, numberless as vengeance, in his own country each brings for the appearance of a rest and long-term. Everywhere covering the 3,000 great thousand words, and speaks the sincere and true words. All living beings should live, praise and hold in reverence. He comes over merit and virtue of this Sutra, the wonderful one, of whom all Buddhas are protected. Shariputra, the one below the Lion Buddha, Brahma Buddha, famous life Buddha, Brahma Buddha, Dhamma friend Buddha, Dhamma maintaining Buddha, all Buddhas such as these, numberless and descent. In his own country, each brings for the appearance of a Dhamma, and 3,000 great thousand words, and speak the sincere and true words. All your living beings should live, praise and hold in reverence. He comes to the merit and virtues of this Sutra, the wonderful one, of whom all Buddhas are protected. Shariputra, the Lord of Bhagavad Son Buddha, King of Stars Buddha, superior fragrance Buddha, fragrant life Buddha, radiating shoulders Buddha, very conscious and power and body Buddha, Samadhi King Buddha, true power. Such as Master Buddha, all Buddhas such as these, numberless as everywhere covering the 3,000 great thousand words, and speak the sincere and true words. All your living beings should live, praise and hold their reverence. He comes to the merit and virtues of this Sutra, the wonderful one, of whom all Buddhas are protected. Shariputra, what do you think? Why is it called Sutra, the wonderful one, of whom all Buddhas are protected? Shariputra, the Buddha of the Buddhas is Sutra and close to it, and here's the names of all these Buddhas. There's no man who will in the mindful one, of whom all Buddhas are protected, and whoever is created and all the rest and Sambhuti. Therefore, Shariputra, all of you should live and accept my words, and those which all Buddhas speak. Shariputra, there are people who have already made the vow, who now make the vow, all vow not to make the vow, and not be born in Alhambra country. These people whether born in the past, now being born or to be born in the future, all the irreversibility and no Dara Samyak Sambhuti. Therefore, Shariputra, all the men and the women, if they are among those who have faith, should make the law. Our people in the country shall report justice, time, justice, in the silver merit, virtue, all Buddhas. All those Buddhas equally praise my silver merit and virtues, saying these words. Shakyamuni Buddha can complete extreme event difficulties. In the Sangha and in the equal time of the particularities, in the midst of the proper turbidity, the pure turbidity, the fiction turbidity, the living beings turbidity, and the life turbidity, he can attain no Samyam Sambodhi, and for the sake of living beings, speak this dharma which in what is not to believe. Shari Buddha, you should know the evil time of the particularities, practice these difficulties, attain no Samyam Sambodhi. And for all of us, speak this dharma, difficult to believe, extremely difficult. After the Buddha spoke this sutra, Shariputra and all the rishis, all the monks, women, and asuras, and others from all the worlds, hearing what the Buddha said, joyously welcome, faithfully accepted, and truth. And to the Buddha speaks the Amrita Sutra. Namo Amrita Amrita Shitanga. Amrita Vicharanti, Amrita Vicharanto, Chemini Chechen, Chedojari Sapa, Namo Amrita Payata Pachedoi, Nadieta Amrita Pavi, Amrita Shitanga, Amrita Vicharanti. Amrita Vicharanto, Chemini Chechen, Chedojari Sapa, Namo Amrita Payata Pachedoi, Nadieta Amrita Pavi, Amrita Shitanga, Amrita Vicharanti, Amrita Vicharanto, Chemini Chechen, Chedojari Sapa, Namo Samadhantoyedo, Chedina, Sambola, Sambola, Namo Samadhantoyedo, Chedina, Sambola, Sambola, Namo Samadhantoyedo, Chedina, Sambola, Sambola, Namo Suluboye, Dantoyedoye, Tachitonam, Sulu, Sulu, Bala Sulu, Bala Sulu, Sapala, Namo Suluboye, Dantoyedoye, Tachitonam, Sulu, Sulu, Bala Sulu, Bala Sulu, Sapala, Namo Suluboye, Dantoyedoye, Tachitonam, Sulu, Sulu, Bala Sulu, Bala Sulu, Sapala, Nayena Samboa, Patilama, Nayena Samboa, Patilama, Nayena Samboa, Patilama. Children, please. Chinese. Then Bai Mei, Amitabha's body is the color of gold, the splendor of his own house has no limit. The light of his crown shines round the rose. Wide as the sea, like his eyes pure and clear, shining in his brilliant sky transformation. Our countless bodhisattvas and infinite Buddhas, his holy vows will be our liberation. And I know the stages we reach the Father's shore. Homage to the Buddha of the Western Pure Land. I am compassionate, Amitabha. Homage to the Buddha of the Western Pure Land. I am compassionate, Amitabha. Homage to the Buddha of the Western Pure Land. I am compassionate, Amitabha. This is Diane Chang. We'll start the eulogies.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming and joining us for my dearest mom. Name is Mee Koon Leong, and my mom has been excellent mom throughout. United States, and she had all of us get together through thick and thin. We all destined to be here, to meet each other as a big family through thick and thin. And we don't know our next journey is going to be. We do not expect her to go fast when we all very shocked and face the reality of life and death. Thank you, Mark, to bring us all together in this world. We always remember and that you forever dearly. We all miss you, wish you and pray for you. Buddha will be guiding you to the heaven. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Phoebe Chang, son of Lim Chang. You know, when I was thinking about writing this eulogy, it was difficult for me to compress all that time we had together into a short paragraph or essay. I was grieving after all. I was thinking to myself, how can I write this? How can I talk about my mom like this? She had a long life, but for me to try to remember all the things that she has done, all the hardships that she's gone through while surviving World War II in Burma, all the places she has traveled with and without me, how can I put those into words? Here goes. She gave birth to me on December of 19 something, I don't remember, somewhere in Chao, Burma. If you know Burmese, you can understand the meaning of that city. She probably thought to herself, I am done with this one, even if it's a girl. If you don't know, she had 5 girls before me. So my sisters always told me that I was spoiled because I never got scolded. I'm pretty sure I was spoiled. But imagine this, having 1 bathroom, 5 sisters, not knowing why my sisters were mad at me every month. So my mom had to spoil me. But I do remember my mom asking me to be thankful to the people around me. For example, she told me that my sister, Ngwe Pan, saved me from falling into a garbage dump in Chao. She held onto my legs so I wouldn't fall in. I'm thankful for that. But I do want to thank all my sisters who have helped generously in the last few years, taking care of her. So here's some of the memories that I have with her. So when we bought our first house in Almonte back in '79, I would ride the bus from Riverside Drive, that's near Stadium Way, to Almonte. We would go to Home Depot, get some paint, and we would paint the house before we moved in. I also remember riding the bus with her to Glendale to buy my first pair of Converse. It wasn't cheap then. She was working as a seamstress, and here she is buying me a pair of Converse because I wanted them. But she would pay for it because she loved me, or I was going to throw a tantrum. I don't remember that part either. She had a love for gardening. So when we lived in Almonte, she planted jujube trees along with guava, peach, lemon trees. One day, Diane and her family came to visit. This was probably in the late 80s. We were not dating at the time. She allowed Diane to pick the biggest jujube fruit from her tree. This is my mom's hard work to grow that fruit. And here comes Diane to pick her prized fruit. That's how generous she was. She also loved her work as a seamstress. Back in the 80s, tapered pants were in. She taught me to sew so I can taper my own pants. She also got a job at House of Fabrics so she can get a 40% discount. I think those fabrics are still in my house. She loved traveling. She always wanted to come along with us on any vacation, especially Las Vegas. She loved pulling that Wheel of Fortune slots. We went on several RV trips, many other road trips, long international trips, cruises. Her last trip was to Seattle, Vancouver, and Victoria Island. I'm glad she was able to make that trip. She had an adventurous spirit with her that carried her through the ripe old age of 94. Now, a lot of people ask me after her passing, Fee, are you okay? And what I tell them is that I don't have any regrets with my time with her because we did all the things together. I think the only regret that she had was not being able to drive, not getting that driver's license. We all have moms. We should appreciate them while we're still alive on this earth. I have to call myself lucky to have been able to spend time with her throughout her life. If you have a moment to remember your mom, give her a hug and a kiss. Take her to places that she likes. Eat some of her cooking, even though you might be full. Forgive her. Even if she tells you to wear a coat on a cold day because it feels like she's nagging you, ask her to tell you stories about her past. Or just be with her. Be patient with her in her old age. Because she was patient with you. When you were in your terrible twos, when you were a teenager, when you got married, when she helped you watch your kids while you worked. Just remember that she loves you unconditionally. We love you, Mom. Rest in peace.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, friends, family, and lovers for coming today to pay our respect with our 2011 mother, Lim Chang, and the fourth daughter of Lim Chang. As we mourn the loss of our wonderful and sweet mother, I want to say I feel very thankful to be able to be by her side in the last few years, taking care of her. I certainly am very blessed to be her daughter. Her presence in my life was awe-inspiring. She was very talented in sewing, knitting, and cooking. She did many good deeds in her life, and she was also generous with everyone she met. She was very smart and had very good memory until late into her 80s. She lived a very good life. Her life was very inspiring. She was a very devoted daughter to her mother. She quit school at a very young age to help her mother with household chores without any complaints. She also took care of her brothers and sisters very well. There were 10 brothers and sisters. She had a lot of work. She liked to travel a lot. Her potato salad was most famous and delicious. She always had rosy cheeks and a warm smile. She had faith in Buddhism and recited the Great Compassion mantra every day after she learned for a quiet few months to memorize. This is also a great lesson because it is difficult to encounter Buddhism and to even learn the mantra like this, Great Compassion mantra, which she was fortunate to memorize it by heart. And she recited it every day, 408 times. She instilled in us to have faith in being a good person and be a faithful Buddhist. I want to thank my mother for all her years of caring for us children tirelessly. As a mother, sacrifices she made for her children were far too many to count. I thank her for her kindness and compassion, for her love and support all our life. She saved my life when I was young and I was very sick. She went all over town to look for a doctor that was back in the room. So in a way, she saved my life. Thank you for that very much. I want to honor my mother. And remember her excellent mother. That's all. I'm honored and privileged to have a little daughter in this life. I pay my deepest respect to her and bow to her as I would to the Buddha for his purpose. As the saying goes, parent love and guidance is as deep as the ocean and as high as the sky. And she is a true example of that. We pray you will follow your teacher wherever you has gone. Life after life, learn Buddha Dharma, and accomplish the way for thee. May you reach the Pure Land safely and smoothly, which there is only bliss. There's no suffering, no pain, no sickness, no old age, and no death. Over there, only joy, peace, and happiness. May you find peace and knowing that we will always remember you. Love you. And say you blessings. We love you very much. May we leave suffering for the house. May you be able to let go of this world as we take a journey to the land of goodness. Your loving daughter, Mee Yan. Thank you. Hello everyone, thank you for coming. My name is Ngwe Pan Chang. I'm the fifth daughter of Lim Chang. She has been a great mom and I treasure her a lot. She has shaped my life and plus all the good things that happened in my life. When I was young, at the very young age, she had nurtured me and prayed for me for about over a month when I was in the hospital in Burma before coming to the US. I was unconscious, unable to walk. But after praying for so long, over a month, I got recovered. That was in Yangon. I have become a nurse because of her. And she asked me one time, why don't I become a nurse after seeing someone wearing a nurse uniform? At one point at birth, I almost had difficulty at birth. I almost did not make it at one point. I was born at home. And I have become a nurse for so many years without realizing how it would shape my life. I have become a nurse as a way to repay kindness to those who helped give birth to me and nurture me. Thank you, Mom, for your loving daughter.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all for coming to today's service and supporting my family and my business of time. My name is Phoebe, and Susan is my granddaughter, and this is my dad's Phoebe. Because of Brittany's family connections, I always call her my Mee Yan instead of football. But to me, my Mee Yan is someone I regard as simply spiritual, very loving, and very chill person. As her grandkid and her only granddaughter, I was really lucky to have many fond memories of my grandma. When she'd be making us her potato salads, when we travel with her to Europe and Canada, when we see her at the casino in Las Vegas, when she'd be praying and touching her charities. The list goes on and on. Sulin was a kind-hearted, free-spirited person, and I believe her life was the true fullest, surrounded by many of her loved ones. She and my grandpa had moved into my family's house, so I was lucky enough to see them much more often. I'm very grateful to have had such a friend and loving grandma in my life. One of the greatest and most meaningful things that I treasure were some of the gifts that she made for me. When my brother and I were very young, we had visited my grandparents' old house in San Gabriel, and she gave us these long, cylindrical body pillows housed with a Mickey Mouse pattern cover that she had made herself. And I loved it very dearly. I'd sleep with it every night and wake up every morning still holding on to it. And when I got older in college, she would sew new ones that were taller than the original ones too. I never got old with the first one that she gave me, but I love these new ones just the same. And the reason that I mention these things is much more than their material values. Sue Lim was a great seamstress, and you could see the passion and dedication she put into her craft. I've always felt that these clothes were viewed with the comfort and tender, unconditional love that only could be offered by someone like her. Whenever I would cry after a hard day, I found comfort in those clothes and discovered the emotional strength that she carried with her every day. Whenever I was happy and overjoyed, I'd hung these clothes out of excitement and filled with positivity and warmth that she always blessed her family with. She has always been a pillar of comfort and support, and in my heart, always will be. I hope that all of you today that are here have that comforting figure to turn to love, and to make fond memories with. Again, the family and I are deeply grateful for everyone's attendance today, and I hope that we can all take the time today to share our collective love for Susan and to celebrate a long and wonderful life.
My name is Fei Bai. I am the grandson of Lim Chang. My grandmother was a very warm, kind, and friendly person. She had an innocent energy about her. In fact, she had so much energy that she liked to see the world in all its wonderful glory. Whenever she traveled by car or by bus, she would tell us which road to take or when we would reach our destination. With her sense of direction and she was a walking compass. She didn't finish high school because her mother needed her help taking care of the family. But by no means was she uneducated. Even though she didn't finish high school, her memory was better than mine. She also possessed a powerful work ethic. She was an excellent cook. Her sanpyo and ono transfer were excellent. Her eyes narrowed and she gained intense focus when she prayed. Before she prayed, she told everyone, "Mao like Burmese for I don't have time, I need to pray." She recited the Great Compassion Mantra, which is a 5-minute mantra, 108 times a day. She was a diligent role model. I would be happy if I could even reach half the abilities she possessed. One memory I have of her is sometimes when we were in the car, when I spoke, I would talk too fast. She would turn to one of her daughters and say, and one final memory of her that I have is one time grandfather was sitting on the couch, and my aunt Mee Koon, who's sitting right here. She was the first one that spoke. She called my grandfather on the phone and told her some things in Burmese and then or English. And then she said, "Don't tell Ma." And then it was on speakerphone. Thank you for the memories, grandmother.
Thank you everyone for coming this morning. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your us early pre-holiday busy weekday morning. As sad as part of the feels, but minutes I'd like to celebrate the life of an amazing person I'm going to call as my mother-in-law, Lim Chang. So I was looking at some general U.S. population statistics the other day, and I guess it turns out that the 90+ category those alive, such as herself, is in the 2%. So I guess technically, my mother-in-law is a top 2%. What those statistics don't tell you though is the quality of life in that age group. We all know that the quality of life varies in a wide range, especially in that age. Living with her under the same roof for the past 7+ years, I can't tell you that she's had a pretty good quality of life. She really enjoyed every minute of it, I say. So in my book, she's really beaten the odds at the game of life. Next, I like to touch on Lim as a mother. This is coming from the perspective of me as a mother and as a wife to a son, Phoebe. All parents know how hard it is to raise good kids. Each is unique, and there's no tried and true how-to book on raising one. I know we've all heard the cliche, apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but we also know that there's a lot of truth to it. For those who's gotten to know Phoebe well, you would agree with me in saying this. He's friendly, genuine, kind, loyal, charitable, well-rounded, and positive thinker. A glass half full as opposed to half empty. I truly believe that he followed in what he says. I think it was important to her that her own son be well-rounded, she taught him how to cook. Better cook than, he's a better cook than me. Okay, that's a low bar. But and it's not saying much, but it's true. And I think you mentioned, she taught him how to mend his clothes. And I think around 16, I think, when they just got their new home in Almonte, he and his mother, they learned to mix cement together, to pour concrete pad in the backyard, when his dad was busy building tables. When I think of her positive thinker trait, there's a story she told me of her World War II experience comes to mind. So she's the type of person that instead of dwelling on bad memories that I'll hear from others, during those days, in the war, there was so much bombing, bloodshed, all the bad things that the Japanese soldiers were doing to the public at that point in time. I hear from others, but instead she chose to remember the good deeds of one of her uncles did, taking her with his family to go hide in the countryside. And she will talk about the fun she's had going with the relatives, her cousins, and the foods she's enjoyed. She's that kind of person to try to focus on the positive. So speaking of the foods that she enjoyed, I think you've heard a few people mention about her famous potato salad. Well, the key to that potato salad was her special curry. This is that one thing that sticks up to me that is not food. It has to be the curry powder, because over the years, she's tinkered with a certain combination of ingredients for her own powder mix. It's very distinctive, and she's very proud of it. So I think if you've been to one of our either 4th of July or Christmas parties, it's likely that you may have tasted that potato salad featuring her special curry powder. I guess there's a picture on the screen here. Because of the next, I wanted to touch on one of my mother-in-law's most important character traits. It's best described in the story I'm telling you next. So I think many of you know that Phee's oldest sister, Mee Koon, and one of my sisters, Daphne, they're married to 2 brothers, the Leongs, Peter and Tony. So I met Phoebe back in 1984 when I first came to the States. But by the time we got together in 1992, so both of those couples were already married. So in 1993, the year those pictures were taken, my sister Daphne was pregnant with her first child, and she was about to give birth. But they were in Chicago at the time. This Tom was getting his residency there. So at that point in time, Daphne needed, a mother, somebody who's experienced to help her through her initial experience. But my mother had some health issue then, and she wasn't well enough to be there by Daphne's side even before and even after birth. So what did Phee's mom do? Well, she volunteered to be by Daphne's side on my mom's behalf for 1 month. Who did that? Daphne was not her daughter. She's got plenty of daughters. And for that to come from somewhere. Because both my mom, Lee's mom, they were the in-laws to the Leongs. She heard about the needs and she simply volunteered. I don't know how to calculate. It's not trade of words, but it's generosity, selflessness, certainly beyond the call of duty for sure. So you can imagine how well she and my mom bonded over the years, especially after Phoebe and they got married. So they periodically enjoyed a twice annual Vegas trip together with our kids at home when kids were younger and talking about high school. So several people have asked me in the past how us we get along with our in-laws. Why we don't seem to have the more common mother-in-law, daughter-in-law type of friction. I have to say the basis of it came from the fact that we both are the only daughter-in-law. So she was the only daughter-in-law. So she understood the pressure that comes with the post. But her adaptability and acceptance to generational changes, as opposed to forcing me to stick to traditional rules, played a big part. And she embraced and got along well with a very, very large family. I'm forever grateful to her that she allowed me to continue working as I continue to be mother. She looked after Phoebe and Ethan in the very early days, so that I wouldn't have to worry about whether my child was okay in my place. And my children are quite lucky to have her as their Phoebe mentioned. She's spoiled with their very own custom-made pajamas, pillowcases, and hug pillows that she mentioned. And my mother-in-law ordered so many yards of fabric that sometimes you see the same looking pajamas on my kids over the years, but they just got longer as the kids grew because she has so many yards of the same fabric. How lucky are they? Really, she always remembered my kids' birthdays. They always got red envelopes from grandparents. And as much as she's not a fan of dogs, she even tolerated our loud, barking, coordinating Maddie, because she knew our kids wanted her. That's the kind of woman that she was. And I wanted to make mention about her charity and generosity to extended families, neighbors, and strangers. She is a very, very charitable person. If you recall the uncle and the cousins from World War II story, well, even as of several months ago, she'll send some money. And even this is after the uncle Augustin's long gone. She'll send some money to help the cousins and cousins' kids and me. Example of help a neighbor. She convinced her husband and kids to sponsor a neighbor's kid from Burma to come to the US. And he's been here 30+ years now, made a life of his own, married, and now helping his family. Example of helping strangers. So when COVID wave first hit Burma, there was just a lot of people dying and needing, care, similar to here. Or when there were a time when people were suffering after Burma just, had the government, the military would take over. There's a lot of civil disobedience movement that was going on. A lot of people were boycotting and, basically without jobs. Well, she heard wind of me trying to, contact someone to donate for a relief effort in my hometown in Burma. She couldn't help, but she couldn't help but open her wallet, and she just wanted to give. The funny thing is that she didn't make much money. And in her old age, she had a small social security check that came every month, and what mother gave her for her birthdays, like that. But she just donated. It didn't. She had a very different outlook. She's it's no surprise she's that woman. I mean, she's a practicing devout Buddhist after all. 30 years ago, she went to the next step. She became a vegetarian together with several of her daughters. And she's been a mindful meditator as well. And you often see her with the meditation around this. And she left the world in this fashion with the bees. So on behalf of the Chang family, I know I will take the time to acknowledge so many people who've been so kind to her and our family. My sister-in-law, Nancy, she's known as helped prepare her meals several days a week for many years before the pandemic. I've got all my brothers and sisters, relatives, they always, accommodated her vegetarian needs when she's been able to join, their parties. They sent home cooked food to us after her visits to the hospital, back home, or even when we were recovering from COVID, just 3 months ago. I want to thank my niece Teresa, Grace, for just sharing cooked foods, Grace, delivering blood pressure cuff or medicine. My brother, Mike, has a sister-in-law. She goes by Dec232022, but we call her Munchal. She's gone the extra mile, often making vegetarian mohinga. If you guys have had mohinga, usually it's done with fish, and she'll go through the extra mile, doing it a vegetarian way, just so that my mother-in-law could enjoy it. And she had to leave for Burma recently, but prior to her leaving, she was at my mother-in-law's bedside, and she literally, with her back, she was there for an hour, nonstop, reciting in a Buddhist, in a Burmese chanting, reciting Buddhist scriptures. I'm sure I'm missing acknowledging some people, so please forgive me if I haven't mentioned you specifically. I'm full of gratitude, and collectively, I want to thank you all for your visits, your gifts, your kind words, and your gestures. And this next thanks actually goes to my sister-in-laws from me. I know that it is your mom, and so what you do is an instinctive and natural thing. But I still would like to say thank you. Thank you all for partaking and caring for not just your mom, but also your dad as well. Whether it is a daily phone call from afar because you can't physically be present, or doing merits on her behalf. Or taking her on the trips that she wanted to join you guys on, just because she just such a free spirit. She loved traveling. You guys gave her the quality of life that she enjoyed until the very end. And I especially wanted to thank Mee Yan and Koon for taking turn of 24/7, care that you were giving your parents over several years since the pandemic started. Lucy and I, they live with us, but we couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you. Mom, again, I miss your daily good mornings and good nights and your genuine smiles. May you safely get to the pure land that you always prayed for. Thank you.
My name is Lim Chang, third daughter of Jin-Xiang Shi, my mother. My mother was known for being a good storyteller. Why? Is because she remembered a lot of details. For example, she remembered the day that I became nun, exactly October 24, 1999. One story she often told us is this. One time, her eldest brother checked all her saving boxes. After he looked into all of them, he asked my mother in disbelief, "Where did all your money go?" She said she never put anything into her saving boxes. She had been giving away the yard, which was a quarter of a daily allowance, into the charity funds for the blind and the elders. Every day in the class at the Christian school, after she got the yard into the donation bowl, her teacher would ask her to go to the blackboard and mark off with a charity line. She said she had been doing that since she started kindergarten, about the age of 7 or 8. When she was 12 years old, she learned from her mother to eat only vegetarian food on the 1st and 15th days of the lunar month, and on the days dedicated to Ngwe Pan Chang. Even though she didn't know how to read the lunar calendar yet, when she was pregnant, she didn't have to go through labor pain. That was probably a testament to her pure devotion and good deeds. My mother took refuge with the 3 jewels and received the 5 precepts in the year 2000 from River Master Chung Wah, who gave her the family for hope. Hope means thick, deep, kind, magnanimous, or generous. She was very fortunate to have met a very wise teacher like River Master Wah. Even though my mother didn't finish high school, she knew the importance of education. She worked hard and saved money so that her children could go to college. Back in Myanmar, she sent us to the English tutor, so we could learn better English. She also hired someone to the eyes, and in Chinese, right at home. I had a good start to continue learning Chinese after college. That happened. Happened a lot is studying Buddhist texts in Chinese. As a child, I was sick a lot, and she took me to doctors. She often prepared Chinese medicine for us and for herself to boost our health. I don't know how she learned to combine different types of Chinese herbs. It was amazing. I'm deeply grateful to my mother. For taking good care of my body and mind. I'm sure that the meritorious deeds will certainly help on the next journey. I would like to say my final wishes for my mother. You may join me in saying these good wishes. And it will be shown on the screen. We would like to state our wishes for student Chang. May your coming obstacles be eradicated. May your roots of goodness grow. May you be free from suffering, attain peace and happiness. With the help of Guan Yu San, may you develop the courage and strength to move on. And guided by Amitabha Buddha and Mahaprabhu of the Saras, may you be reborn in the Western Children. The same way, may the coming obstacles of the predators be eradicated. May their roots of goodness grow. May they be free from suffering and attain peace and happiness. May they be reborn in the Western Children. Homage to Amitabha Buddha, the Buddha of knowledge. Homage to Konshin Bodhisattva. Homage to Great Strength Bodhisattva. Homage to the Great Pure Sila Assembly of Bodhisattvas. Now the dedication. May the merit from his practice alone all the good sense repay the kindness from above and rescue those in hands below. May all who see or hear of this resolve upon a beginning. And when this body meets its empty, born together in the land of bliss. And all respect to the and all respect to the master.
First, and then all the guests will be offered. So then remember to step like here. How many sons? How many daughters? Okay. Stand in the middle. 2 daughters right here, 3 daughters right here, all the grandchildren to have. And then your daughter. All family members, please stand straight. Offer incense stick, 1 bar together. Family member, offer 3 bow. First bow, second bow, and third bow. Now, may I have all the guests please come on up. We got 4 people in 1 row. Please come on up. We gotta pay our respect. Now, come to the front. Let's move to the front. 4 in 1 row. 4 people or 3 people in one row, everybody. If you don't have enough space, you can just stand right there. Okay, everyone please facing this way. We have all ready guests, friends, please stand straight. Offer incense stick, 1 bow together. Offer flower, 1 bow together. Everyone offer 3 more bow. First bow, second bow, and third bow. I'm going to guide everyone to pay your respect. Sir, please follow me, and everybody please follow behind. Please be seated. Thank you for coming.
You can go with me and get it touched.
clip อย่างเช่นถึงซาอะไรแบบนี้ Más trabajo.
Not too many, just I have more place, just right here on the doorway. But, those-
No?
no.
Yeah, anything that, champagne, those stuff.
Yeah,
Thank you all for attending.
Appreciate
You guys being on Zoom.
Thanks, Pete.